Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Had a wee difficulty there. I think Doug is in the background. Can you hear me, Doug?
I'm here. I'm here.
Good, good, good. He was just in the very last second, guys. So
That's
I,
right.
I was reaching over to bring him in and get my intro off. So I bring Doug in to say hello. There he is.
Hey, hello, boys and girls. Good to see everybody today.
In case you don't think he's there. This fine fellow will be asking any questions you have and keeping you all in check. So,
Hey, there's a guy by the name of Paul Finley just came on live, and I've got to go watch him.
right, I'll pop you back in the background, Doug.
All right.
Right, tonight I have a nice piece of ice here, and it's totally different to what I was going to do. I planned to do something different, and then I spied this in the corner, and here's me. Oh, that gives me an idea. So, this is a piece of ice, and it's 8.5 inches wide, about 2 inches thick,
Camera.
and we're gonna turn some sort of a nice bowl out of it, and we're going to burn it. Ooh, get the fire brigade on hand, because ice is very open grain, and it takes well uh, to fire, and it opens up all the rings and stuff, and you can see it. And we're going to use a wee taste of lemon wax on it as well, which I don't have much experience with. That's there, lemon wax. Uh, Brand new tin. It's been sitting in my cupboard for about 10 years. And I came across it today, and here's me. Maybe give that a go. And safety and always keep in mind, if you're working with fire, have your fire extinguisher. You should have one in your fire or your shop anyway. Okay. Because you never know the minute a wee ember will just fly off and sit there and smoulder. So if you're doing anything like that there, make sure you take all the shavings away from under your feet at the end of the night, and don't leave anything lying there that could potentially cause an issue. Okay, guys? So that's all the safety instructions over. Now, I will start rounding this wee bowl. Where is he? Rounding this bowl, put a foot on it, and a chucking point, which will be uh, a tenon. Okay. So while I'm doing that, Doug can tell me who's in tonight.
Perfect. Perfect. Excuse me. I was a minute or well, I was a lot late coming in because I was having trouble getting in, but we're all in now and ready to go. It is good to see everybody here today. We've got a beautifully bright sunny day here in Kentucky. It's cool, but it is a bright sunny day, and we're needing that after the rain and wind we had. Anyway, let's see who all's in the chat. We start off with Michael McEwen. Good to see you, Michael. Dropping right on down. Got Paul Norfolk Hunter. Glad to have you with us, Paul. Got Bryant Hartwood Turning. Glad to have you, Brian. Roger Kent is in. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks is in. Keep going down my screen here. Tony Smith is in. Roger Kent, Malcolm Douglas is in. Brian Best is in. Matt Iverson is in. Glad to have you, Matt. Cap K. Hello, Cap. Karsten Pedersen is in. Ian Lee is in. And I'm at the bottom of my list. If I missed your name somehow, you feel free to let me know, and I'll read you
Well,
out. I'm glad to have everybody in today.
yeah, welcome along, everybody. Hope you have had a good weekend and happy St. Patrick's Day to you all.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Dale at Old Man River has joined us. Hello, Paul, Dale. Glad to see you.
So I'm just taking the corners off this to bring that round. And I've no intentional shape for the bottom, but we're just going to see where I want to bring this up to here. Take this flat end off and see what we're left with. And
There
then
you
we
go.
can decide on a sort of shape for it.
I saw a video earlier today. The guy said, or the title of his video was "Green in honor of St. Patrick's Day," and I thought he was going to do some coloring of some sort. It was green wood, is what it turned out. He never did say, but I had to finally figure out that's what it was green wood. But I'm thinking at least part of mine may be colored green tomorrow. So we'll just see how that goes.
A wee bit of a knot in this, and oh, the wee knot's gone. There's just a wee bit left there. So I was making this a bottom purposely because of that, but it was bigger than that. So oh, I'm happy that's away.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you say this was real good and dry?
Really lovely and dry. A
Good,
nice
good, good.
piece of eye. It's almost straight across. Uh, just apart from that wee bit there, it's a wee bit curly on it. But uh, okay, so I'm just getting a nice shape on it, roughly to get somewhere to work with, and I'll just straighten the bottom of this up. Uh, so that looks not too bad. Just check it with a ruler. Still a wee bit to take off that, so wee bit of tear right there. So we're just making a tenon on it so I can turn around getting the chuck later. Just making sure our undercut where the feet's going to be. Right, we'll try and get a nice cut on this now.
Very nice.
Great, but we're getting there. And yeah, it wasn't too bad the other way. Go on. I maybe tired the other way. So,
Albert Dawson has dropped in. How you doing, Al?
welcome along, Albert. Something's quite hard there. It's bouncing all over the place. See that? So I'm just using the wing of the gouge here to just to blend that all in, take any wee lumps and bumps out of it. Because we're going to burn this, so as long as it's half decent, it won't really matter. But you always like to have it perfect before you take the tool away and start sanding it. Let's see what that's like. There's something here just catching my gouge. There's.
Excuse me. Al asked what he's missed. You hadn't missed a thing, Al, other than just getting started. Ball just forming up the outside of his bowl. He's got his tenon there, the foot. Just now cleaning up the outside side of it.
Don't know how that got in there. There's like two dig marks in there. I don't know if you can see them there. But, strange.
I think those are from when you were going the other way.
Well, they're sort of way gone now. Good. That's not looking too bad. That'll sand up and burn nicely.
It's one of the nice things about burning. You know some things are going to come along.
So we'll just tidy this food up.
Paul is asking you if those are wormholes, maybe.
I don't think so. So we're just leaving it on about 2 to 3 mil of a base for it to sit on. Just making sure it's undercut. I'll check it with a ruler in a wee minute so it sits flat on the table. and it does. When we're taking that tannin away, then we can do a bit more to that. But that's where I want it to be. So I'm just going to bring the tail stick up. I'll mark my center hole in case I should need it later, or for some reason. It's always good practice to bring your tail stick up, mark the center, and then if you ever have to remount this for some reason to take the foot off, which is a good reason to do so, you have a center hole to mark it up against a flat piece of board, and take a foot off. So
Yeah.
we're not going to too much sand into that. We're going to burn it instead.
Haley has joined us. How you doing, Haley? Yeah, for those of you who haven't burned before, it's an
And this is
interesting
my
process.
ooh fire flame four. I'm just hoping there's enough gas in it.
Yeah. Yeah, the last one I burned, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have gas or not, and I still have gas.
That's it.
There you go.
Oh, I better put the camera on and use.
Might help. I started to say a while ago, the flame like that will you see the lines getting dark, leaving some light lines. That's the soft wood that's getting dark first. The harder wood, harder part of the grain stays lighter. But then that opens all that up. The part that burns will open up the pores and gives you all kind of possibilities. Paul's going to use liming wax, so we should see some beautiful white lines following the grain lines. Are you going to burn it twice?
I'm just going to burn it once. I'm not
Okay.
going for a deep burn this time.
Hmm.
I'm scared of running out of gas, so if I get a nice black color on it, I would
All
more or
right.
less call it quit.
Okay. One of the things we'll see every once in a while is someone burns it like Paul is doing here, and then they come back with a wire brush or brass brush out all the carbon. Then they'll do it again. Get a really
See what it's
dark,
like after I do the first wire brushing.
right, right. Sometimes some little surface
And
cracks
if
will
you're ever
open up.
using one of these here, just be careful. They're very hot.
Yes, yes, they are.
A certain burnt his hands on it. Didn't you, Brian? Got a nasty burn.
If I remember right, Brian he was outside with map gas and couldn't see that it was burning, and without thinking about it, put his hand in front of the flame, and it burns quickly.
The real, if you're going to do something like that, you should take it really outside to do it.
Yeah. Brian says, "No need for that."
Now,
You're right,
I
Brian. There is no need for that.
no need for that. I was just letting everybody know the ins and outs of it. Where's that oil
Right.
thing? I had a wee small burner, and it's absolutely useless for doing this here.
Mm.
Uh, I started off doing one day, I was burning a piece outside, and I was doing it with a wee torch, and it was taking forever and ever. So I went to a local shop, hardware shop, and bought one of these, and does it in half the time.
Yes, as Brian can attest, it can burn you fairly severely. So do be careful.
Yeah.
It's a great technique, though.
Right.
Nobody can deny that.
We'll see what that's like. I'll give that a nice wee brush with a. Yeah, I'm going to say with a wire brush. Where is the wire brush?
It's over there.
It's in here somewhere. I had it the other day. Excuse me, I'm going to be using that. So, oh no. Hold on, I have a wee look over here. I'm going to start putting wee things for, those things you find your keys with, and you can find it on your phone. I got to stick one on everything in the shed. And no, I can't find it. It's sitting somewhere in front of me, and I just can't
Yep. Yep.
lay my hand on it. Because
That's not over there on the magnet on your tool rack, is it?
mm, no, it's not up
Okay.
there. Just looking to see where it usually sits. It usually sits in there, but it's not there. Just
No,
checking.
you're looking for it, so it won't be there.
Yeah, it certainly won't be there. Mm, It's not in any of the benches here. So, well, we'll just do uh, a rough bit of sanding. I don't know what I've done with that. It's always the way, eh? Just
Yeah.
check my
Yeah.
toolbox. Oh, yeah, there it is. Found it, guys. Last place I look in the toolbox.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So, dust extraction on. If you're doing this, wear a mask. And we'll give it a. Uh,
Dances with Aardvarks has joined us. Hi, how you doing, Mike? Yeah, Paul Hunter says it'll be in the last place you look. You're exactly right.
he was right.
Always in the last place you look.
Yeah, we'll see what that's like. Oh, yeah. I'm liking that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll. You can see once you burn it, it's sort of, as Doug says, the soft wood sinks in and the hard grain sits up. So if you run your hand over that, it's actually textured. It's sitting proud, and the wee bits in between. Uh, we'll give it an hour wee burn and take an hour. I think there's plenty in this. If I was to do this outside now in the dark, the neighbours would be phoning the fire brigade. Mr. Finlay is burning something in his garden. You better come quick. You know, right, we'll give that. There's some heat off that.
All right, today was Mike's last official day at work. Congratulations, Mike. Hope you enjoy your retirement. Al suggested that Mike find a hobby, and Mike has said, "Thanks, Albert. I'm trying to think of one." Oh, me.
Right, I'm happy enough with that. That's brought that up lovely. Don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but it's sitting out. All the sunken grain is sunk in.
Yeah.
So
Almost looks like you've already got wax on it.
yes, shiny. So what I'm going
Well,
to do is
just the color difference between the two is,
that's quite warm.
yeah.
I wonder we'd be better to leave that until it cools down to put the lemon wax on. I don't think so. We'll put it on, see what happens.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
as I said, I've never had any experience with this. You can see it's a nice full tin, you know. So
MB Wood Turning has joined us. How you doing, MB?
we got a wee bit of a rag. I'm gonna get some wax on it. I'm gonna rub it in. Oh, that wood's warm. Oh, Bernie.
Real warm, huh?
Ah, it's warm. Just shows you the heat's in that wee burner. You know, you'd be surprised how warm it gets.
There- I've heard that question asked before. Yes, Mike, it's Ash.
It's a
Um,
piece of ice.
uh, the discussion about, do you let it cool or do you apply the wax while it's still warm? And I've heard good answers to going both ways. Um, if it's still warm, the wax may melt into the wood a little better. If it's cool, it feels like it works more like it ought to. I don't know that it matters a whole lot one way or
I
either
don't think
way.
it is. Well, we'll soon find out what it's
Do it
like.
the way you're comfortable. If you're comfortable letting it cool overnight, it's the end of the day. That's where you're at. Let it cool.
So we're taking all the exhaust, the stuff we don't need, and hopefully all the white will stay in where we remove the softer wood from the piece. You can see it's disintegrating that rag or a wee piece of paper. So it is quite rough. We'll have a wee look at that and see how that came up. Oh yes, I like,
Lovely, lovely.
I like, I like a lot. We're doing more of this, Paul. Especially that button.
Sure. Yeah, the wider grain is really cool. Of course, I like the narrow grain too.
So you can always go over the lines that are running straight across. Get a better rub at them because when it's spinning around, it's only skipping by it. So you want to clear as much as the white off the, the hard surface of the wood and let the white stay in the wee bits in between.
Yeah. Jennifer's Craft and Creations has joined us. How you doing, Jennifer?
Hi, Jennifer. Welcome
Brian has
along.
Brian has reminded us that MAP gas builds up at 20 2020 degrees Celsius. So it's hot, he says. Yes, you're exactly right. It is
Yeah,
hot.
it's really hot.
You
Well, I
could
can put
you
my
could
hand on it.
Brian, you could
It
highlight the hot.
hot, hot.
It is
Let's put a warning
hot.
sign in this video. This is dangerous. I like that. That's very
I think
good, Paul.
think for
Nice.
most applications that we use in the shop, the propane tanks are plenty hot enough.
So I'm just going to clean this up. Leave a clean foot.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
and we tidy that up down the side there. And, yeah, I think I will. I'll just leave it the way it is. Just clean that up.
Dr. Bob has joined us. How you doing, Dr. Bob? How's everything in Michigan today?
Just want to see what that's like. I can always touch in them with a black marker around just the rim of that. Okay, that's looking fine to me. Just clean this tenon up. Slight babble on it. And again, we'll just bring that tailstock up and reintroduce that hole in the middle for later on if I need it. There we are. That's exactly in the middle. Should you need to remount it. So I think I'll let it cool down before I give it any lacquer. I might just leave it the way it is and get wax it or polish it. Just the ordinary wax.
Mm-hmm.
That'll need a wee bit of fixing up, but I can do that when I'm taking the tenon off. So we'll get it turned around and see what we want to do with the front with it. Front of it.
Going to turn it down to about a mil and a
Oh,
half,
look at
right?
that, don't I friggin' took that out and it's on a friggin' tree. Oh, keep forgetting about that. Uh, I'm not used to using the screw as a screw chuck. And when I do use it, I forget all about it.
Sometimes that's the easier way to get the screw chuck out is to go ahead, reverse it, get it in your chuck, and then you can grab hold of that big worm with worm screw with your channel locks. Take them right
Right.
out.
Just show an overhead. You can see the way that's came up. Looks really, really well. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera very well, but
Oh yeah, it looks great.
yeah. So just bring the tailstock up before I tighten that up. Just makes that nice and tight against the chuck jaws. Right, there we are. And just get that. There we are. Now we can see the front of it. Right, so that's giving me an idea. Our competition next month is for a piece, black and white. It can't be light and dark. It has to be black and white. We had it a few years
Ah,
ago, and there was a really controversy about it. People were bringing in light bits of wood in with dark bits, but it's not black
ah,
and white, you know.
right.
And there was a lot of talk about it. Yeah. So
Sure.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Paul. Uh, that could be my piece.
I was going to say, there's your piece right there.
Hey, Matt, don't be copying this now. Anybody else? And Brian, you're in too. Uh, Brian Best, no copying in this piece. Right, we'll just clean the face of this up, and we'll mark what we're going to do as the rim.
Dr. Bob said the weather up in Michigan was strange today. It was 28 degrees Fahrenheit when he got up. Now at 4 o'clock, it's 58 out in the sun. That's a big difference. 30 degrees Fahrenheit's a big chunk of difference.
So I'm going to bring the rim out quite a bit on this, just for the sake of the burn. So I might bring it out about there and have a wee small bowl in the middle. We'll see. I need to tidy this up a wee bit more to get a better cut on that, and then we'll sand it.
Mike has said black and white works good for optical illusions. You're right, Mike. It really does.
So I'm just going down at an angle into the bowl for the rim.
Bob said, Mother Nature is fickle. Yes, she is. You never know. You never know.
Okay, so that's where we want to be there. So we'll get the flame floor out again. We'll burn this part of it. That looks all right. That'll burn up nice. What am I doing? I don't need that.
Nah.
Oh, fuzzy bits. You don't want those. I don't like those away. That could cause a fire. One bits floating around the workshop. I think that's them all off. If you're outside and you want to do that, you can do that because it doesn't really matter because you're outside. But better in your workshop, you want to take all the portions you can.
The white looks awfully good. I've done Hampshire Sheen's electric blue on a couple of pieces. I've used silver on a couple of pieces. Um,
Oh yes, that.
as you're just getting the burn started there, I was thinking if there was an orange. I've not seen an orange embellishing wax. If there was, orange on this black background would look awfully good.
Embellishing waxes. What have I got? We have copper.
Mm-hmm.
We have gold.
Yeah.
And we have purple.
Okay.
That's the two I
Yeah.
have. But we're going with where have I put that bloody brush? Got it. Oh, some heat off that. All right, turn that down.
If you're getting the white, I would suggest not buying the white embellishing wax, but get the liming wax. You'll get a whole lot more for a lower price. So whether you're doing this or you're doing texturing, I've done that before. That's a lot of fun. Mm.
If you get it raw on the edges, you can get that wee bit of a ripple effect. Where it's burning away the wood.
Mm-hmm.
But just be careful. As I say, you really want to do that outside because it is really dangerous. Because you could set the place on fire. Right. Nope.
Ooh, that's a good idea, Brian. Brian said blacken the inside of the bowl and do the rim white. That's an interesting thought. I hadn't even thought of that.
It's a hard one
Mike.
to think about. Black and white. Most
Mm-hmm.
people were thinking about a dark wood and a light wood, but that's
Right.
not black and white. That's light and beige or light and
Sure.
light.
Mike said he did a piece burned black with a CA finish, and nobody would believe it was not plastic. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, a lot of the finishes that we use, people find it hard to believe that we can achieve those finishes. But we do. We see it on YouTube. We do it ourselves. It's amazing. Bob said the big problem using a torch in the shop is remembering to take the battery out of your smoke detector.
Smoke alarm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And if
yeah,
you're ever
Mike.
demoing for a club and they're some hall, make sure the fire alarm's turned off.
Yeah, yeah.
You get the fire brigade turning up.
You were talking about using a dark wood and a light wood, and Mike reminds us you can get black and white with wood if you use holly and ebony, but that's if you can afford it.
Aye, you don't want to go down that route. You spend
That is a lot of dollars if you're not
a
careful.
load of money on that. Right, we'll get some of this wax on it. Where is it? Keep
I
setting
guess
things out of
maybe
the way.
maybe you could do a Tonga nut with a ebony finial on it.
I would say anybody from my club will be sitting looking at this tonight and going, "Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that for the
Yeah,
competition."
yeah, yeah.
You're stealing my idea. You never would have thought about it. So just stay off it. Well, being warm, a wee bit warm, it helps melt that in a wee bit better too, I think.
I think so.
Right, that's that. Hmm. It even smells nice, that wax. So it does. Right, well, brush that out with a cloth. Well, let us see what that's like. Oh yeah,
There you go.
it's like a zebra, isn't it?
Yeah,
Zebra,
absolutely.
zebra or zebra, whatever you want to call it. I like it when you have
Brian's,
a bit of a pattern on it too. It looks better,
yeah,
straight
yeah.
lines.
Brian Best said, "Bring that wax tomorrow." Said Matt and I need to borrow some. Yeah, you guys got club tomorrow night, don't you?
Yep. Yeah. Give that a wee. Always turn. The other thing is, it's very dirty, so you better wear gloves or something too.
Yeah, the carbon that from the wood that you've been burning you'll see it until you're finished.
Okay, so we'll let that cool. We'll take the inside of the bowl out, and then we can put a wee taste of my crystalline wax all over that at the end, and see how it looks with that, and
Mm-hmm.
get some
Mm-hmm.
idea on it how it's looking. Just need to drop a tool rest a wee bit, just a wee bit. Okay.
Yeah, Matt says he's got a torch and some liming wax. This is a great idea.
Just get my parting tool in here to create a wee step down. Not a sort of identifies where the bowl is going to be, just to increase the speed a wee bit. That's better.
As wide as this is, are you going to undercut your rim
I'm going to undercut a wee bit.
just a little? Okay.
Yep. Oh.
Just heard on Raffin's last video, he claims he does not finalize his rim until he's got it down to a half inch or less thick because of the possibility of the gouge skating back on him. I don't know that that's necessary, but it is something we need to think about as to how we're going to get those last couple cuts.
Just get a wee depth gauge to see where we are. Take a wee bit more out of it. One more cut. A wee bit of tear out there, so I will try and get this undercut a wee bit and step out and have a wee look, see where we are. I'll probably get another wee bit of that. I just don't want to go too far.
No, you put too much work in it to make a funnel.
Right. I'm worried about the outside shape here because I've taken it really down close here. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the bit I'm worried about. There's plenty of wood at the bottom still, but I'll just use a round nose scraper to tidy that up and try to get a wee bit of more into the side of that. And this might let me get a wee bit further in. So if you're using a round nose scraper and it's negative rake, raise the tool rest above center. You want to be going into the bowl with your handle up the way and going down. It's a bit big for it in there. I'll have to use a smaller one. And I'm tilting the wee gouge over on its end, so I'm getting like a shear scrape. I think that's as far as I want to take it in there. That's enough of undercut. It just looks better where it is. Right, let's see what that's like. What it's like for torn grain around the end grain. It's not too bad actually. So I'll just give a once over again with step on every feet. We want to have a nice flat bottom. We don't want to have a dimple or a pimple. Nice, continuous, smooth transition into the middle. And that looks all right. I think we can get that sanded. Right, okay. That's that done. I just want to turn my heating off here. It's getting, it says it's 24 degrees in here. Yeah, so I just turned it off. So, where are we? I bring the landing station over. See me. I'm going away over there. Right.
Yeah. I
So
like the way this is developed at this point. It's lovely.
we're just starting with 80 grit and work our way up to 400. So if you were doing as I'm saying earlier, a black and white bowl, the inside would have to be either white or black, because you can't have bare wood showing on a white and black piece.
Mm.
And that's where most people were going wrong. And there were some lovely pieces, and the last time we had the competition for white and black, but they weren't right.
Hmm.
I just have to get that wee undercut bit there, just with the finger in to get that rounded. Oh, it's warm. And because it is undercut, though, it's slightly bit. It's harder to get it to sound uh, the way you want it. Because on the end grain, if there's a wee bit of torn grain out on it, it's going to take a fair bit of sanding to get it out. If you can't get it out with a tool, so you want to get the best finish off the tool you can get before you start your sanding. See what that's like. That's nice there. That's nice there. All right. That's looking okay. So we'll drop it down to 120.
Thank you, Roger. Roger reminding everybody to give Paul a thumbs up. That would be a great thing to do. Also, if you come back in after the live is over, go out, come back in, and in the comments section, just leave a very brief comment. Thanks for sharing. Hello, that was beautiful. Whatever you want to do, that would be a tremendous help to Paul's channel.
Again, just a wee bit of sanding by hand, just where it goes around the corner there. That looks all right. 180.
Dr. Bob said, and donate money. Sure, that always helps.
Stop, how we look, see where we are. Okay, move on to the next 240. T20. And last 400. Just checking around the edges here for anything needs attention. That looks all very good. Don't forget to beat the wee fillet you put in there. Just to break the transition from the rim to the bowl.
I'm glad you did that. It was starting to look like maybe the wax had smeared on there somehow. Just dust.
Just dust.
Just dust.
Just going to give it a wee wipe in there with a wee just a mess. Just to clean any dust off that. Give it a wee wipe too. I am very surprised the way this turned out. I'm very happy with it.
You should be. You should be. It came
Yeah,
out very nice.
I've seen it done, but I've never wanted. I've never had the time to have a go at it. And
Sure.
for some reason, it just this evening, excuse me, I'll just change what I was going to do and do this.
Yeah.
And this is just as good. So I was just a wee taste of methylated spirits in a wee spray bottle just to take any dust off that. Just give that a wee wipe of sand sealer on the inside. Sweet as more. And that was a nice piece of ice as well. And where I got that out of that timber place in Carrick, not too far away from me. I'll be
Paul
going
has
back
asked Paul has asked, does it need any protection? You talking about the
the
black and
black.
white portion? Is that what you're talking about, Paul?
I wouldn't think so.
Um,
I'm just going to take put a wee coat of microlysine wax over that because you've used lemon wax, which is a wax on its own. So
yeah, he's talking about the colored portion of it. Um, yeah, like Paul's going to do, just some wax over it is sufficient. You can, if you give it a day or two, let that liming wax really set up hard, which it will.
give it a coat of
You
lacquer.
you can put some lacquer on it, yeah. But yeah, just some wax is sufficient.
I'm happy enough of that. So put a wee bit of wax on this and get it well and refill it down. Yes. And you could probably build that up a couple of coats of wax because it's nice. And if you feel the texture of this when you do this, it's very nice.
Yes.
It's actually raised
Very tactile
grain.
piece.
Yeah, it's raised the grain quite a lot. So I'll just give a
Pieces.
quick buff.
One of the things that I have found, folks who have um, the people that have vision problems, they may not have lost all their sight, but may have lost most of their sight. They really like tactile things. So a piece like this would be very good for someone like that. I had a friend who recently died who was basically blind. She couldn't see very much. So I did her a piece. Didn't do it quite like this. I put a textured band on it, fairly wide. And there were days when she would just sit and hold that bowl and just feel the difference between the smooth wood and the textured wood, and one of her favorite pieces.
Right, we'll just take the foot off that. What I'm going to use to take the foot off that, Paul. I usually long with chuck. I couldn't be annoyed changing the coal jaws and the chuck. This is for all it is. It's just a wee tenon. This will probably hold it. I still haven't got around to changing the right size of buttons in that. This is still quite the big buttons, but do 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 do. And this is where your center hole comes in handy. So you make sure you've got it exactly in the center. So the idea of these longworth chucks, you bring the buttons in and you need to tighten them. So if you have that centered and you have all these on the edge, you should get a true center for the piece to allow you to take the foot off. The last time I used that, I couldn't get out the tops of the screws to put an Allen key in it while I was tightening them, and it marked the bottom of the piece I was doing at the time. I forgot when it was only a couple of weeks ago I was using this.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm just trying to think when it was.
I got that off Team this Longworth chuck,
Mm-hmm.
and good quality, guys, for the price, £56 compared to 150 or 160 pound anywhere else. It's metal. This is not plastic. It's a metal. It's quite heavy, and it took a wee while getting here. It took about 3 weeks. I had to ship it. It wouldn't flat because of the weight of it. I didn't think it was really that heavy. You know, I suppose of all you're getting things that cheap, and you don't want to pay for big postage on it. You know, we'll just turn our speed down. Give that a wee spin, see what it's like, and that's truly quite all right. I'm just going to leave a tail stock there at the minute. They'll take most of this away. And that's fast enough. That's 460. Just watch out for the big. I should really change those buttons, the smaller ones, which be away from my hand. But if you're aware of it, you should be able to
And you
work around it.
stay on your side of the tool rest. You should be all right.
Yes, you should be okay. I'll just bring that over a wee bit for you. Tool red or tail sticks sort of in the way. So we're just taking this down. And the idea of this logwork chuck is just to allow you to do things like this. Right. I'm just going to take, just increase the speed a wee bit. I get a better cut on that. And that's just sitting under 900 revs. Just look at that. Probably will sound okay. That will sound okay. So now we can take it to the rest away, hopefully. And that'll stay there. He says. Oh, I just noticed a wee bit of tear out there. Yeah, there he is. Right, that's all right. Need to drop it through the rest. Forgot about that. That's probably why I wasn't getting a nice clean cut. Too high. Mm-hmm. So gently does it. Just gentle wee cuts. So we need to go back here a wee bit to get that the torn grain lifted out. Let's see if we've got it. That should sound okay.
Very nice.
Oh dear. So we'll get this ductstick section on. And I never checked it for undercut. Check it now. Oh yes. Anti.
That would be awful. Get it all done, finished out, everything's taken care of, set it on the table, and it rocks.
Now you could say it was a rocking bowl.
That's it. Unless you did it on purpose. If you made a round bottom bowl on purpose, that's one thing. That's kind of the opposite of the inertia sander, isn't it?
Just quickly going through the grits here. Not an awful lot of sand that needs done to it.
Yeah, Paul said a wobble bowl. Yeah, that's exactly right. Matt said, been there, done that. Absolutely. We probably all have at some point. I've had to go back and fix a base on a bowl before.
Just changing the battery. I think we're up to 320 there, so we are now. And that was 400. So give it a wee dusting off. Maybe just a sand sealer on the bottom of that. That's that done. Just give it a
Brian said, very nice piece, Paul. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Brian, for coming along.
Is that Brian Best?
No, Brian Oosby.
Usually. Thank you, Brian.
It is a very nice piece. I really like this piece.
So, just station there. Our screws. Or wing nuts, I should say.
The wing nuts are kind of what lock it in, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Two plates twist to size it, and then you lock it in
yeah.
by
If
tightening the
you lock
button.
it in your lock your headstock, you've got a wee circle there to push round.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can tighten that up by hand. Those wee screws. So,
Well, Terry at Heckington Arts has joined us. Hello, Terry. And Pete from Twisted Trees finally woke up. He says, good morning, all.
well, there you are, guys. A piece of ice, burnt and scraped and wire brushed and lime waxed to give a nice effect on the bowl. Uh, quite quite happy with the way that came out.
Mm-hmm.
If you if you could feel the grain, the raised grain in that, it really something else. You know, it's not only looks the part, it feels it too. You know. Uh,
Al Dawson says, can I buy that wax at the big box stores? Yes, Al. If you
yep.
can't find it there, you can get it at any of your woodworking stores, whether it's called liming wax or white embellishing wax, either one.
So that's the bottom. Uh,
Love it. Love it. Love it.
and that's the front. Nice piece of ice.
Ooh,
Uh,
Paul, you know what would look really good?
well,
Gold leaf the inside of that bowl.
you think so?
Yeah, yeah. You showed it up and it we couldn't see any of the grain there for just a split second. It just looked gold in there. If you gold leaf that, that would be gorgeous.
Hmm, I might be do that. Not
That'd be
tonight,
fun.
but
No, no,
not tonight.
no. We've been an hour and 20 minutes already. We don't
Where's
need
my
another 2 hours.
where's my buttons here? Bring these over. Bring you in. Where are you?
I'm right here. I've been here all along.
There you are. So there's Doug, which he was helping me along tonight. So thanks very much, guys, for coming in and seeing what I was up to tonight. And really appreciate it coming in and spending a bit of time and watching the demo. And now you can all have a go at that, you know.
Really nice piece.
because it gives
Really
you
nice.
an idea of how to progress with your turning and try new things. And I haven't done that before, uh, but I always wanted to do a bit, and I just for some reason the night was the night to do it. You know,
Now, Pete asked, does it have a nice rounded ripple effect that Ash gets sometimes?
there's only a bit of ripple on that bit. The rest is more straight grain right across. Pete, if you look at it, you know, it's very straight grain right across before bar that wee bit at the bottom. Uh,
Pete has been feeling kind of poorly, so feels bad today. Pete, we hope you get better real soon.
so that's all I have for the night, guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and look forward to seeing you all next Monday night, and we'll do it all again. And
Absolutely.
don't forget, Doug's on tomorrow night,
I
and
am. Know what I'm doing? I thought I had my wood picked out, but I'm going to change my piece of wood. So we'll do some. Still going to do what I intended to do. Piece that Ronald Kane did just recently. So
oh, the bowl with the lid.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I like that too. I was
yeah.
watching that too. I like that.
Fun looking piece.
Okay, guys, I will say cheerio, and Doug will say cheerio.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. See you next Monday, and I'll press this button, and
Have a
it's
great
always
week, guys.
wee bit at the end. You know, it takes a wee